Hello, this is a overview of our Capstone II project for the 2025 summer semester. The project name is the IT Asset Management System, put together by myself, Ryan Bliss, Julian Rodriguez, Brandon Aseo, Mohammed Dosani, and Caden Seeley. So I'm not going to go through the full PowerPoint slide, but here is the agenda for our PowerPoint. This is really an introduction to our system. So to start, the problem and the solution is that organizations, especially small to mid-sized businesses, often rely on spreadsheets or manual tracking to manage their IT hardware or their assets. This can lead to lost or unaccounted for assets, inaccurate reporting, there's no clear assignment history, which ultimately leads to difficulties in managing routine maintenance if a project or a asset becomes defective, or a employee leaves the company and we need to get that product or that asset back from that employee. So the system basically aims to solve those challenges by providing a centralized web-based platform for efficient asset oversight that reduces manual errors and improves the IT operational control over their asset inventory. Our toolkit, meaning what languages we use and what software we had to use in order to put this all together. Programming languages mainly are in PHP in conjunction with JavaScript, CSS styling, and HTML, as well as our database being primarily used with SQL or an SQL style database using queries and things of that nature. While putting together this project, the software that we utilized, Visual Studio Code, MySQL, PHP MyAdmin, which allows us to log into our database and manage it more efficiently, as well as XAMPP, which essentially allows us to use Amazon Web Services and Apache to boot and run it on a local network. So from a scalability standpoint, we would want to host a server for this project to be able to push it to companies for utilization. Moving forward, let's go ahead and do a brief overview. So you start off at the login page. You cannot access the system without logging in first. Once you're logged in, you can see that we have a nice nav bar here with some aesthetic icons and things of that nature. The overall inventory table is listed below. It lists all the different assets that are in our system, who they're currently assigned to, including those that are unassigned. We can filter it if we need to for alphabetical descending or ascending order. We have unassigned assets. We can show that in a table view as well as an assigned to view, which shows all of the assets that are currently assigned to individuals. I'm not going to go through all of the different options. We'll save that for the showcase. But overall, this system aims to make keeping up with these assets and assigning them to employees as streamlined and straightforward as possible. It also accounts for errors that if you did not use this system that may occur, such as assigning a singular asset to multiple individuals. That is something that you cannot do with this system, so it helps to keep clarity and just overall quality of tracking for all of the assets that a company may have. There's also logs and history involved, which we'll go into more depth during the showcase, but it basically keeps up with maintenance history and assignment history and things of that nature. There is auto scroll functions and things, so when you open the form, it will automatically display that form on the screen, so you do not have to scroll to it. You will automatically be taken to that section. As well as some other options like adding additional assets and employees. So if a company gets a new product shipment, they can very quickly add those assets, or if a new employee is being onboarded, we can add them to the database as quickly and efficiently as possible. You can also sign out to take us back to that login page. And that's kind of a brief introduction to our project, the problem, and the solution as to why this project was created in the first place. Again, my name is Ryan Bliss, and all of my team members are as follows: Julian Rodriguez, Brandon Aseo, Mohammed Dasani, and Caden Seeley. I want to give a thank you to all of them for their work and dedication throughout the course of this semester. And we do see that this project and product overall could be utilized and used for many companies, and scalability is something that we would look for in the future for bigger, large-scale companies that may have hundreds of individual assets or of a single asset for that matter. So thank you for your time today.